Hello and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Hardcore Season 2. In the last episode, we built this sugarcane farm, which is doing an absolutely fantastic job. It's gotten us plenty of sugarcane, as you can see, and eventually all of these chests on the left-hand side will fill up and we'll start getting bone meal on this side. So this sugarcane farm should hopefully prove to be an excellent source of bone meal for this world. And that also means one thing. You see this ugly sugarcane farm behind me? It can all go. At long last, manual farming of sugarcane is no longer needed. That's what peasants do. And that has left me looking at my wheat farm. Am I a peasant if I farm wheat manually? By hand? I think we probably are. We need to fix that in this episode. We are going to build a wheat farm, an automatic one with allays, and it's going to be great. It's going to give us access to all of the packed mud that we could ever desire, and we've just got to pick up these crops before the villagers nick them from us. Oh, sorry, dude. Didn't mean to hurt you. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to farm this wheat field one final time before we later move on to our automation project. Oh, get off of the wheat. It's not yours. No. Stop. Don't make me kill you. Oi. Hands off. But before we get ahead to building our new wheat farm to last us for the rest of the world, I need to do something with the room that's just on the other side of this bamboo room. If you look really hard, you can actually see it. And it also involves this guy. Hello. I hate to bother you, but do you think you could go into the bamboo room and do that without exploding? Yeah? Oh, this is going to be hard. It's going to be more trouble than it's worth. I hope this guy doesn't end up killing me. So, we're going to need a new name, and I think the green thing of doom will do just nicely. Ooh. Okay. Gotta be careful here. Oh, dear. Right. Cat. Stay where you are, please. This isn't working. There we go. Green thing of doom. You are. Okay. I'll put that back, because we don't want that to happen anymore. And now we just need a plan of action. How am I going to get the creeper over there? I'm tempted to first... Oh. I'm tempted to first build a route over there, and I think we're going to get rid of this lightning contraption because we don't need that anymore. This contraption served its purpose well. We finally got a thunderstorm, and it charged that creeper right up. And we don't need it anymore, so it's got to go. Hopefully next time we'll have a trident for when we want a charged creeper. Okay, what exactly are we looking at here? This is the wrong room. Okay, we should be fine going in here. Yeah, that's the one we want to go in. So, I can send a creeper in through here. And then... Oh, I'm gonna have to remove that. Then we should be able to just send them in through here. Yeah, that should work. Don't see why it wouldn't. So, we need to get a creeper in there. It should be easy enough to do with water streams, but it's just... getting the creeper into that water stream is not going to be a simple task, honestly. I'm not looking forward to it. How far does that water go? Oh, not quite far enough. Okay, so that needs to be there. Actually, I think what we want to do is have the water stream here. And then that should send the creeper straight into the room. This back room over here. Which is dark. It's actually very dark, but it is spawn-proof. I'm hoping that creeper will just add a little bit of life to it. So I have constructed this water stream that will hopefully take the creeper all the way from the hole over there, down here, down this hole here, and then on straight into the bamboo room. Hopefully it will work. If this doesn't work, then I have a creeper in my world that's charged wandering around over here. And that's kind of scary. So hopefully this goes well. Oh, I'm just gonna have to do it. Please. Just do it without any problems. Just go down your tube without trying to explode, without trying to kill me, without any problems. Just do it, please. Okay. Oh, okay. They've gone down the tube. The green thing of doom is progressing down the tube. Oh. I'm a little bit terrified of how high it can jump up when it's on that higher water source there. But I think it's working. Oh, that's awesome. Is it in? It's in! Yes! And it's doing exactly what I thought it would do. Spin. But that's not the point. We've got the creeper in there. Oh, thank goodness for that. Right, I've got to block this guy in there, and I've got to never open this room ever again. We will never speak of it. So now, if we have a very keen eye, we should be able to see through the bamboo a charged creeper. Oh, you see that? I've lost it. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, there he is. That spinny green boy. Look at him go. And then hopefully, once the bamboo is cut down, we'll get a much better view of the creeper in question. I think we're going to have to wait a little bit for that view, though. I just love the fact that we've got a character back there now. Oh, it's so good just watching him dance. Yeah, you go, dude. Now that creeper's in place, though, we can finally start to prepare for the automatic wheat farm that we hope to build in this world. So I think we're going to have it just here. There's just one issue that I think needs addressing before we go ahead and dig this place up and build the thing. We don't have the resources for this. You know how before the last episode I managed to mine all of that copper? Well, we used all of that copper on the sugarcane farm. It was actually quite expensive, to be honest, and it's not just the exterior, it's the interior too. Just look at all the copper. Oh dear. That was a serious drain on my copper resources. So much so, in fact, that of the copper that we had last episode, all we've got left is this. Yeah, that's it. And that is not enough for what I hope to use in the wheat farm. Not only that, but we're low on cherry too. This is all we have of the cherry logs. I mean, we've got cherry leaves and other wood types, but we need more cherry wood. Maybe even more mangrove and crimson, to be honest. We also need much more packed mud than what we've got already. I'd quite like to be able to use it in the floor of the build, and this isn't good enough. We need to do a resource grinding session, really. So without much further ado, let's just go ahead and start doing that right now. So I started off with trading with my villagers for XP so I could make a new diamond axe. I then visited the mother alley to breed some allays. I also chopped a good portion of my cherry forest for the logs before going back down to the mines to find some more diamonds, so I keep running out. While I was down there, I found this amethyst geode beneath my base, which I proceeded to harvest for all of the blocks, making sure to leave the budding amethyst blocks for the crystals to grow. I found some more diamonds and fortuned up all of the ores that I found. My fortune pickaxe was getting a little expensive to repair, so I made a new one called the Rich Quick Pick before flying out to a giant copper vein in a mesa to harvest the rest of it. After that, I made some mud so that I could craft packed mud, sheared the sheep again, carved my pumpkin patch for jack-o'-lanterns, fortuned up my copper, and sent it off to be smelted. Finally, I went to the nearby mesa to get myself some terracotta because I wanted to try an experiment with building with glazed terracotta at some point in the future. And we're back! We got plenty of resources during that montage. We've gotten all of this stuff from an amethyst geode. We went digging below our base for diamonds specifically. We've got 49 of those, luckily enough, but we got some amethyst stuff, which I will be using. No, I can't see it. Which I hope to be using for the floating island that's being carried by the mother alley over there. But that's not a thing for today. We also got plenty of deep slate, which I'm happy about. We could always do with more of that. Plenty of granite and stone, because we went and mined another copper vein. Well, no, it's not another copper vein. It's the same one as last time, but I just mined the rest of it. And we got plenty of copper, which is currently smelting downstairs. So you can't actually see it in these chests. Oh, I've got some spare iron and some spare gold as well, actually. Should probably send those off to be smelted. But yes, plenty of granite and stone, a little bit of terracotta, plenty of mud because we're going to be using packed mud in our wheat farm. And I also made sure to get plenty of carved pumpkins because believe it or not, when you use those as a sole light source in builds, like as hidden lighting, you burn through them quickly. I mean, just look at the floor in this room, for example. I've got them down here to light up the place, and I just go through them so quickly. Don't really know what happens to them, really. We've got plenty of wool as well, though, for the wheat farm, because we're going to be using allays for it. And we don't want them getting confused and going to the wrong place, do we? We also mined plenty of terracotta. I've basically shaved the top of the maze over there. And we also got 2 full shulkers of cherry logs, which will hopefully be enough for this build at least. But yes, we are in fact actually smelting a lot of goods down here. In fact, I've noticed something about the way that the way that it smelts is that the backlog sort of uses itself up on the hoppers over here, and then it burns through bamboo too quickly to get to the rest of the furnaces, which is why this one turns on and off every now and then. But, in case you didn't notice, we've got bamboo on the other side, so I can actually use the other side for smelting stuff. In fact, I might as well do that now, and that should help speed up the smelting process just by a little bit. There we go. The whole thing lights up on that side. Beautiful. But as far as smelted materials go, so far we've cooked all of that copper, all of that copper, all of that, all of that, all of that, and all of that. Oh, we have got some resources now. Hopefully the copper stays for longer this time, but honestly, given my plans for this episode, it might not. I'm planning to use them as like a ceiling in each wheat farm, and that will get rather expensive quite quickly, I believe. Oh no! Get back down here! Come back! Oh. I've got to be careful of the allays getting out every time I come in. But anyway, I have a need for more allays, and the only way to do that is to breed them. There we go. More allays, please. We need more. More. Well, I have to say our allay army is slowly growing, and we're going to need quite a few of these guys for our wheat farm. 21, I believe, actually. We're going to have 7 wheat farm modules, 1 for each type of villager. That means we're going to need 3 allays in each wheat farm. 1 for the wheat, 1 for the seeds, and then 1 for the bone meal that the villagers end up creating when they harvest their composter, I guess. We're going to try and save that bone meal too, because it's not an insignificant amount. Not by any means. Oh, I've got to be so careful about these guys. I don't want to suddenly lose them all. Oh, it's the end of an era. The old wheat farm is dying and drying up and converting back to dirt. Whatever will I do? Oh, that's right. I'm building another one. So, I want to give this a good amount of space between this build and that build. I don't want it to be too close. So, is this... It's a good distance if I start building back here. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should move the ground back by a little bit. Because this build might end up stretching quite a distance depending on how deep into the ground I go. I mean, I'll have some of the wheat farm levels go up into the air as well, but not too many, or it'll just be too tall with 7 wheat farms stacked on top of each other. So, I think here, maybe? No, another 2 blocks. There we go, here. Here will do, I think. Maybe? No, just another 2 blocks. There we go. So we all know how wheat farms work. You get some water, you put it in the middle of some dirt, and then you put a composter on top of that, and then you get a villager to go and take the job and farm the wheat for you. It's not exactly rocket science, is it? But that's fine. And then you simply need to till the dirt, which will moisturize itself, since you've got the water underneath the composter just there. How did you get out of the sugarcane farm? Jeez. They never answer my questions, they just do it. I mean, let's be real, they do it because I still haven't fixed the issue. That's why they do it. It's because I haven't put in the effort to make sure it doesn't happen. Right, where are you from, mate? Not there. Not there. Over here? Not there either. Ah, look at this. Look at all of this sugarcane, mate. Where are you? Alley? How have I lost the alley? Now go in there. Come on, go in there. Yeah, you want to go in there? You really want to go in there, don't you? If only you knew how to navigate a window. There we go. Now go do your work. Come on. Good alley. Oh! That's why the drops aren't getting picked up. I was wondering about that. Not entirely sure why it doesn't work. Oh. That would be why. Let's just get rid of that. That should start to do the trick, surely. Yeah, that's good. Crisis averted. The sugarcane farm still works. Oh! Thank you, villager. You've already started planting the farm. I didn't even have to get you in here. And because we're going to be using allays in stacked wheat farms, we kind of need to separate each layer with wool. It's times like now that I wish that I had a proper automatic wool farm, but alas, I do not. We'll get to that at some stage though. So for each layer of the wheat farm, we're going to have a note block just there. And then when this note block gets a pulse, the allays will drop their wheat and the seeds and the bone meal straight into these hoppers here. And the note block here will be powered by an etho hopper clock. This one has 40 items in, which should just be the right amount to get this note block pulsing so that the allays have a continuous desire to go to this note block rather than to me. Well, that's the hope anyway. We don't want this note block going off constantly though, so we're just going to mute that note block for now. Just put a second layer of wool down because we're going to be putting another few layers of wheat farms above this actually. But below this, I want to have like a copper ceiling. We're going to have a gradient from the unoxidized copper all the way to the fully oxidized version at the top with non-oxidized at the bottom. And I think that could make for an interesting design as we just sort of make our way through the different variants as you go higher in the farm. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a nice little funky design that could be aesthetically pleasing to view from the outside. So we're going to have the cut copper going around the outside with the regular blocks of copper in the corners. And then we're going to have 3 stairs making a corner on the inside with a full block in the middle of each of the 4 sides. You know what? We're going to add some slabs in as well. And then when it comes to the middle, we're not going to see that block, so it may as well be dirt. But we're just going to put some full copper blocks on each of the corners of the dirt there. And then stairs on the sides. And that leaves us with this pink square going around the farm. We're going to get rid of that too. And I think we're going to be a little bit funky and add some more copper stairs. And then everywhere else can be a slab. And then that should hopefully leave us with a little bit of visual interest on the inside of the farm. Yeah. I quite like that design. We're going to use that on all of the ceilings, but just progressing through a copper gradient. And this one is probably going to be halfway up the farm, but as copper takes quite a long time to oxidize, we're just going to let everything fully oxidize and then wax it once I feel like the copper has reached the right stage. And I don't want this wheat farm to just be storage for wheat as well. We're actually going to have it be storage for all of the basic crops. I'm talking pumpkins and melons and carrots and potatoes and beetroots as well. And I think we're also going to have storage for bone meal. And I think that makes 9 different items total because we're going to be keeping all of the wheat seeds and the beetroot seeds as well, just in case one day in the future I fancy creating a giant beetroot field or something like that. You never know. And you might be saying, what? What about the cartato farm? Surely that provides enough storage for the carrots and the potatoes. Well, it does. It certainly gives me plenty of that, but I have a desire for more. I always desire more. And so we're going to build like an actual chest wall rather than 2 singular double chests. We need more! And my vision for this place is you enter from this side here, and you've got the farm extending upwards and downwards, 7 layers, each with a unique villager design on each layer of the farm. So we'll have tiger at the bottom, for example. I mean, not necessarily, but yeah, and then we could have acacia in this level. I think that could be fun. And I think we're going to have a hole here that we can see the bottom layers for, and a staircase going down. And then over on this side, we'll have our storage for all of the crops we ever need in this world. And that's just about the gist of it. I hope you understand my vision, so let's start that time lapse, everyone, and start building. Welcome back, everyone, to my new and completed interior for a wheat farm. Interior? What do you mean interior? Did you not do the exterior? No, I didn't get around to that bit, unfortunately. I took too much time digging out the hole, and then time just ran away from me. Hey, don't judge me! But I really wanted to get a hardcore episode out for this week, and I think that this interior is good enough for me. Now, I actually had a lot of trouble coming up with an actual interior design for this place. Like, I built this tower here, and I had a plan for the storage just down here. And oh my god, no, that's a mini chest monster. I forgot to put it away. Just ignore it, everyone. It's not there. But yeah, the storage system is right here. And you might think, ooh, it's a system. And no, it's not currently a system. It's just storage. Because I do not think I have the iron to actually make all of the hoppers for that thing. And to make an actual auto sorter. And to also link it up from the farm itself. But that's alright, we can fix that issue later. But yes, I had the storage system design planned and maybe this central tower of farms, but then this interior wall and the ceiling and the wheat down there. Oh, I was struggling to come up with ideas of like, how do I want this place to look? I don't know. So eventually I just started placing blocks. I started using the jungle and mangrove blocks like I did in the bamboo farm. And then as I was placing in the terracotta on the sides here, I thought, oh, you know what? Maybe that's an idea. We could have like a kind of sunrise effect mural on the walls. And so that's what I've gone for. And just over there, we have our sun itself. And while I was building this sort of various different stages of sun levels and whatnot, I was thinking, why not just chuck in some hay bales in the walls as well? Make it look like just make it look like there's fields of hay bales just as far as the eye can see for the murals. And I think that works quite well there. And I've already installed all of the villagers and the allays for the farm. And I've got to say, they were a pain. My goodness, the amount of times that they escaped or weren't doing what I wanted them to, my goodness. Villagers are so annoying to deal with, and allays. Like, you'd crack open a window just to leave, and then the allays would just fly out straight after you, and you wouldn't have time to close the window behind you. Eventually I got it all sorted out though, but there were some very close times where I was just thinking, you know what? I'm gonna kill this villager. But somehow that villager ended up surviving and is back in the farm of his own volition. Didn't actually move him back in there, I just sort of built the staircase and eventually he found his way in without me even noticing. I also decided to use a lot of glazed terracotta in this build because it's not really something I'm used to using, so we've got lots of the yellow over there, that looks nice and bright, something that I think matches a sun quite well. And then there's the blue sky over here with the light blue glazed terracotta. And then above we have a little piece of art. And I have to say, it was really hard to build that thing. Like, I was trying to do it from above at first, and I very quickly realized that the designs I was placing down looked completely different when viewed from below. So I had to tear it all down and build a platform from below and then a platform above to place the blocks on, and then I could get something that looked good from below. And that was a struggle. Glazed terracotta is definitely a challenge to use. But but I think I did a pretty good job with it. And I quite like looking up at the ceiling now. And we've even got the cherry particles from the cherry blossom. And unfortunately, they don't really quite reach down here because they've got like a sort of breeze effect where they blow through the wall over here. Yeah, you can see the particles there hitting the walls, and unfortunately, they just don't hit the floor. I was quite hoping that I would be sitting here and I'd be able to see the particles here, but unfortunately, they're a very directional thing. But it is just what it is, and we'll have to get over that. The farm itself has been running for most of the time as well during the building process, so let's just see how much we've got. We've only got this one double chest down here for storage so far, but we'll get more. And as you can see, we've got loads of wheat, loads of bone meal, and quite a few seeds as well. There were more seeds and more wheat in here, but I took them out to build like that wheat field in the building. But as you can see, it's not actually an insignificant amount of bone meal that you get from wheat farms when the villagers bone meal their excess seeds in the composters. You actually get quite a good amount of it. I'm very happy with it. I feel like I've actually got a good source of bone meal in this world now because it's already producing. Whereas all of my other farms, they need to like properly fill up before they produce that bone meal for me. It's more of like an excess feature. And while we will eventually have that for the wheat farm, at the moment it's just kind of, well, it's going to take a while to reach that stage. And that bone meal stage is also going to be part of the storage system over there. And that is something that I just do not have the resources for at the moment. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this farm. Look at how much wheat it's given me already. Oh, beautiful. Just think of all of the packed mud possibilities that we're going to have now that we have this build. And my biggest worry when it comes to the fields of wheat that I've got on here is that an Enderman's going to teleport in and is going to start trampling around and ruining my crops. And I have no defense against that. And I'm just going to hope that it doesn't happen too often. I have seen one Enderman teleport in already, so I know it's possible. But unfortunately, I just don't know how to deal with them other than killing them. But I'm not going to be here 24/7 keeping an eye on it. So every now and then I'm just going to wander in and there's going to be an Enderman trampling around, moving blocks, and I'm going to have to fix everything. Hopefully that doesn't happen too often. We've also done a lot of log chopping in this episode, and we have a brand new axe here, Axeman, and it's already lost all of its durability. So we should probably go ahead and repair that thing, shouldn't we? Luckily, we got some more diamonds in just this episode. So another 3 for me, please. Do I have any sticks? I have no sticks. Okay. Ah, I've only got 2 bamboo too. Alright, we've got some birch planks that I can use. But there we go, 1 brand new axe. So let's just go ahead and repair that thing. And finally, that anvil is broken. There's not as many things in my bundle anymore. Now, unfortunately, while I was building the wheat farm over there was a lot of death in this village. A lot of zombie invasions. Well, maybe not zombie sieges, but unfortunately, I'm fairly certain that every single citizen that we have in Cherryville is currently dead. Like, I've got this bell in the center of the village and there's no one here. Everyone's dead. Like, before I started progress on the wheat farm, I usually had like at least 10 villagers in here. And I've released more villagers in this episode and the last one from the villager breeder. And there's just none anywhere. They've all gone. Other than, I think, the villagers that I may have. Oh no! Oh, the villagers that were here have gone too. There was like 2 or 3 villagers stood on this block for the longest time. And finally they've perished, unfortunately. They got themselves stuck there. I think lightning burned the tree down or something and they were climbing over the leaves and then they'd fall down and... Oh, now they're dead too. We've lost our mascot. I know you probably didn't know they existed, but every now and then I'd notice them when I'd be making a time-lapse in the replay mod, and now they're just dead. No one in here. Yeah, everyone's dead in there. The villager who was stuck in this sugarcane, dead. And the villager that was stuck on the other side in this sugarcane, still undead. And not to mention the villagers in my villager trading hall. Look at them. They're all perfectly healthy. Fancy that. My door system clearly works. The zombies can't actually walk under these trapdoors here. And I think the baby zombies should still be able to go in here and break the doors down, but you know what? They've never done it. I hope it stays that way. The extinction of this town is nothing I can't fix, though. As just over here, we have a villager breeder crammed with villagers all the way to the top. And we're just going to let them all out all over again. There we go. Open that gate. Ah! Repopulate the town, please. We need our citizens. Yes, be free. Go out into the world. Live your lives to the fullest. Please make this town feel lived in. Oh, wow. We already have a farmer over here. Okay. I see how it is. Oh, just look at them all. Like ants getting to work. Or maybe not work in this case, because there's only a couple of workstations. But eventually, I think we'll have some good dedicated builds around the village for them to go to work too. And also houses for them to live in. And then maybe they wouldn't be so excited to die constantly. But you know how villagers are. They just have the urge for death. That's why I have that one villager over by the sugarcane farm who's just permanently undead. He is an example, and all of these villagers, they just like to run away from them. Ah, hello, allays! How many seeds have you got for me? I haven't seen you for a while. Oh? Ooh. Oh my god, there's still more. 36 and 30. That's pretty good, Snoof, don't you think? That's a very good haul. I'm very impressed. Thank you very much. And I've been storing my sniffer seeds in the moss chest over here. I think that's a good place for them. We have over 2 stacks of pitcher pods. Awesome. Oh, I love that flower. That's my favorite of the sniffer plants. It's probably my favorite flower, actually. It's just so blue and so bright. Oh, it looks kind of like bioluminescent. I love it. Speaking of villagers going to work, though, can I lure some of these guys over to the sugarcane farm like I originally wanted? Is that something I can do? Come over here, guys. I have a bed for you. Oh, yeah, they've seen it. 2 guys racing. Who's going to get there first? Who knows, but you're not going to get there first, unfortunately. I broke it. Oh, we've got a few. We've got a few coming over. Oh. Ha! Try again, matey. Now, how about here? Hey! We've got 1 desert villager inside of the sugarcane farm. Hopefully he hangs about. Maybe I need to push these guys in that general direction too. Yeah, just go over here, mate. Inside the sugarcane farm. You'll love it. I promise. I'm just gonna nudge this snowy villager over there too. Oh, no, don't go backing yourself. That's not what I have decreed. You need to go in the sugarcane farm, mate. Stop walking over here. No, I'm getting a boat. Okay, in you go, matey. Into the boat you go. There we go. That should do the trick. I can get this villager inside the sugarcane farm now. Now the question is, will these guys actually work with the composters that I've left in the floors here? Given that there is a pot on top of them. They should have access to them, but I could be wrong, and I'm hoping that I'm right, that they can actually access them, because then we could have some farmers farming our sugarcane. That would just add so much to this place that I built last time. Come on, guys, the sun's up. Surely it's working hours now. Yeah, it's definitely working hours now. And these villagers still haven't become farmers. I think we need a different place for these composters. Okay, how about we put the composters... Where should I put them? Let's put them in the floor here. I think that'll be a good place. And then someone should surely take that composter. Oh. I think it's the jungle villager. He really wants that composter. There we go. We've got a farmer villager in the sugarcane farm. And I think we're going to go ahead and do that at the entrance for all 4 of these sugarcane farm modules. That should do the trick nicely. And now we have employees. Just trade with them so they don't lose their... You weren't supposed to get those potatoes, mate. You've kind of, you've stolen my crops. How dare you! Trade with this guy. Trade with this guy. And they shouldn't lose their jobs, I'm hoping. The other thing I'm wanting to do is I'm actually wanting this to be full, so let's just raise the dirt in the composter itself. Hopefully they don't throw anything in there. But I'm afraid that's all I have time for in this episode. I hope you enjoyed the interior that I've built for our wheat farm here. Next time, I promise I'll get the exterior done as well. And why did you walk in front of me just then? He's running off to tell his friends he walked into that punch, and now he's going to tell his friends that I'm a terrible person. Why are you like that? Oh, villagers. I've got to be careful with them. They probably all hate me now. But anyway, what was I saying? I hope you like the build. We'll finish the exterior next time, and hopefully it will be just as good an exterior as this interior. It's not just going to be a box with terracotta on the sides, it's going to be fitting with the rest of Cherryville, or it should do. So I have to say, the box is rather out of place at the moment, and I've still got scaffolding, and I've got tree villagers again. They do love getting up there. But anyway, see you next time, everyone. Bye!